Hey, what's going on, y'all? RJ here with CV Tech, and this video here is going to be dealing with Cricket Wireless and my thoughts after having their service for 1 week. Now, this is just my experience and what I've experienced. Now, I know everybody's experience is going to be different. Some has a good experience, some has a bad experience. Now, my experience so far has not been the greatest with Cricket, and I'll explain it all in this video. So it may be a little bit lengthy, but I'm going to give you my honest thoughts on what I've experienced with Cricket Wireless. Now, my first problem that I had with Cricket was the online port. Now, when this failed multiple times, that right there should have told me stay clear of Cricket, but I didn't, and I'll get into that here in a minute as well. Now, when I tried to port in my number to Cricket Wireless, when you port over a number, you got the LG Harmony for $10. They had a $50 bill credit. So I done the port over whenever they had that deal going on. Now, I was with Verizon Prepaid, and the end of the term was coming up, so I decided to port over my number from Verizon to Cricket. Well, I got all my information that I needed from Verizon, and I got online. I picked my phone, my plan. I said transfer your number. I put my number in, the account number, the PIN number, everything was good to go. All the information it says it needed in order to make the port successful. I pushed complete. It said congratulations, your number is eligible to be ported over. So I thought, okay, good deal. Place order. It was done. Next day, I got an email saying, hey, Cricket here. We can't process, we can't verify your information. We canceled your order. It didn't say why. So I called Cricket. Cricket says, we don't know why it canceled. I said, well, can I talk to somebody in online orders or something like that? We're sorry, we can't connect you to them. And I'm like, okay. So I called Verizon and I verified all my information and make sure it was all correct. Everything was correct. Everything was good to go. They actually told me that Cricket contacted them or tried to get my number from them, but Cricket told Verizon that they needed more information. And I'm like, well, what more information do they need whenever you go online and put in all the information that's stored that it says it needs in order to make a port? So I thought, well, you know what? It could have been a glitch in the system. Something may have went wrong. No big deal. I'll try it again. Second time, failed. Third time, failed. I said, forget it. So I contacted Cricket again, asked them why my online ports was failing. They couldn't tell me nothing. I talked to supervisors, talked to managers. It was horrible. It was a horrible experience because they couldn't, nobody tell me. I'm like, all I want to know is why my port can't be ported. We don't know. We have no idea. And I'm thinking, you're Cricket, you're customer service, and you can't tell me why my port didn't go through? We really don't have any idea. And I thought, right then and there, I should have said, stay clear of Cricket. But I had the Alcatel Idol 3 that I purchased from Walmart, and I thought, I'll just get a new line of service, activate a new line, and be done with it. I thought all along, stay clear of Cricket. I went ahead and went against my better judgment and got a new line of service. Well, I've had them for 1 week now, and the only good thing I can say about Cricket so far was the activation was a breeze. Activated in no time, it was ready to go, ready to be used. And that's about where all the good stuff ended. I'm going to get into customer service. Customer service is horrible. There's just no other way to put it, but they are horrible. I know this thing can be a very popular video, dealing with Cricket, but it's just what I've experienced, not what you've experienced. But customer service has been a nightmare. I have called them 10, 12 times and beyond, and I've only got help from one person, and that was it. And they couldn't even tell me what I wanted to know, but they was the most helpful at trying to help me out. And I'll get into that here in a minute in a side-by-side comparison about my service in general. But most of the time when you call, there is no online order department. You can't talk to technical support. You can't talk to any kind of support. I talked to a supervisor, a manager. They're just about as bad as customer service and all that stuff. So customer service, ultimate fail for Cricket Wireless. How's their phone selection? Phone selection seems to be pretty good. Are they overpriced? Most definitely. In the store, you'll pay $70 more for a phone you can get for another carrier for for $70 less. Outright. In order to get the sort of the same price with Cricket Wireless with the same kind of phone, you got to port in your number or something like that to get any kind of good deal. And even then, it's not a very good deal. You can buy a few phones in stores like Best Buy, Target, and some Walmarts, but they're mainly lower end devices with very low processors and stuff like that. So, not complaining. They are good phones. They're decent phones, and they can be used. So phone selection is good. Prices not so good. Now, how is the coverage, reception, and how my phone operates? Now, this is my phone, my service, and how mine operates. It's useless. I have made a total of 2 phone calls from inside my house. Everything else goes to voicemail. Everything else will not dial out. Goes into no service. And like I said, I had Cricket before I had Boost Mobile a little over 2 years ago. It was a great service then, had no problem whatsoever. So I'm going to go ahead, take you over here and compare it next to an actual AT&T, actual Freedom Pop powered by AT&T, next to my Cricket device, which is also powered by AT&T. And I want to show you the differences, so let's go ahead and head over there and get started. Okay, y'all, so here on the left is Freedom Pop, which also runs on AT&T, and of course Cricket that runs on AT&T. So let's go ahead and get in with this little what I'm trying to show you about how service is. Now, cutting on this phone here, you will see up top on Freedom Pop that I have always 1 bar of service. Now, I have noticed with Freedom Pop that I can't seem to get more than 1 to 2 bars of service anywhere I go. I did one time get full service, but most of the time it does show 1 2 bars of service, but always very strong. So I'm gonna go ahead right now and make a call from Freedom Pop and just show you what I'm talking about having no issues whatsoever making a phone call. So we're calling Freedom Pop right now.
Freedom Pop. You have called during after hours. If you would like to try self-help, please press 1. Otherwise, please call back during our regular business
Clears
hours,
the bell.
7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
No issue whatsoever. Clears the bell. We'll turn off Wi-Fi here. Go over here to speed test. I just ran that speed test just a couple minutes ago. We'll test it again. And even holding the phone, we're going to show you right here that LTE works just fine and no issues whatsoever. Of course, down here don't get as good a speeds as it does, up in town, but it does work. Now over here at Cricket, we're going to see that we have 1 little bar of service, or about like on Freedom Pop, it does show service. We're going to attempt to call Cricket customer care and turn on speakerphone. Now it's dropped down to no bars, but it still shows Cricket. But as you see, it is not connecting. Every single call does the exact same thing. It will not connect. If I was to call this number, it will not ring. It'll go straight to voicemail. And I may even demonstrate that for y'all here right now, actually. Let's go ahead and end the call. Set the phone down. I will call my Cricket phone from this Freedom Pop phone, and of course I will keep the phone back here and we will call it right now. Turn on speakerphone. It's attempting to call. That's Freedom Pop's ring, or how it sounds when it's ringing. That sounds very weird. It ain't doing nothing. I got halfway up service and it's not doing nothing at all. It won't ring. It won't do anything. I have made
forwarded to an automatic.
Your call has been forwarded. I have actually only made 2 successful phone calls and both of them dropped. I only received 1 phone call on Cricket. Let's pull the drop down here, turn off Wi-Fi, and it does show LTE. Let's run a LTE speed test. You'll see that LTE works, which is very surprising. Data seems to work just fine. So we're going to let it sit here and do its thing. Normally this phone right here shows only 4G and not LTE, but it is showing LTE today. So we're going to go ahead and let this here run out. And this thing picks its own servers from, I don't know, all over the place. But you're going to see right there that I am pulling data speeds. And it is working. And I'm pulling more than, I mean, look at there. I'm pulling 10.3 download, and Cricket's max is 8. So I'm pulling 2.5 megabits per second more than what Cricket actually caps you at. So, you know, I don't understand all of this, that data works and everything else, but voice calls simply will not work at all. Trying to call Cricket here again, speakerphone, and all it does is nothing. It just sits there. It will not dial out. It won't do anything. So I don't know, but something's wrong whenever this phone right beside it from Freedom Pop, powered by AT&T, can call out clear, can receive phone calls no problem, and everything else works fine. While Cricket, also on AT&T, showing bars of service, cannot make a phone call, can receive phone calls, and texts are pretty much non-existent as well. So something is wrong, and Cricket can't tell me anything. The call just ended because it can't dial out. So that's what I mean about horrible service all the way around with Cricket. So hopefully they will get their act straight. So as you've seen there, Freedom Pop can get out no problem. Running speed test, no problem. Cricket, I can use the LTE when it gets LTE. Voice calls, non-existent. Will not call out. You can't call in. Text messages are extremely slow, if at all, and it's just non-existent. So, and I've called Cricket about this numerous times over and over again about why I'm not getting any service in my house. You know, why it's showing 3, 4, almost even full service of LTE and full service voice coverage in my house, but it won't call out. They can't tell me anything. They say there's no problems with towers in your areas, which we know that since Freedom Pop works, you know, and works clearly and works very well, you know, and so they can't tell me anything. So customer service is a huge fail. My service in the first week has been a huge fail. So just from my personal experience, unless they actually fix what's going on, Cricket is definitely a no-go for me, as it has been a horrible experience. Now, hopefully anybody else out there, I mean, even out in the middle of town where it shows full flat-out service, it takes forever to call out. And I have tried doing this. I have tried refreshing the network. I've called Cricket. They refresh the network over and over again. Nothing helps. So hopefully something soon will get fixed up with this, and I'll actually be able to use my phone, because if they don't, they're going to actually owe me a month of service, because they said that every time or every day your service is unusable, they will credit your account. So if it keeps on going like this, I'll always have Cricket service because it never works. But anyway, so if you're watching this video here and you're experiencing issues with texting, calling, data, whatever it may be, leave it down below in the comment section. That would really be appreciated. So that's all I really got to say about this video here. Is my experience has been horrible. I don't know what happened to Cricket. Cricket used to be a great carrier here in my area. Now they have just really went downhill, and you know, not sure what's going on. So anyway, I want to go ahead and get out of here. This was helpful and informative. I know this can get some dislikes. That's fine. I don't really care, because I know everybody is not going to agree with what I said. But this is just, like I said, my own personal experience with Cricket. So if this was helpful and informative in any way, hit the like button. I'd appreciate it. Any questions or comments, leave it down below in the comment section. I'll get back with you as soon as possible. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. I'd appreciate it. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see y'all in the next video.